Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this video today we are going to test the cheapest belt from Amazon, and we will take a look if it's really necessary for you to spend more money on a King of Welded belt versus the cheapest one that you can find on Amazon. Today, as you already saw in the intro, we're gonna test the cheapest belt that I found on Amazon. I paid, including shipping, roughly 17 euro for it. So let's unbox it and see how it looks and then see how it performs in the training. So it's double layered here. So this looks, from a stability standpoint, pretty good. It is super wide on the back, which is something that I personally hate, because what it does is it always puts so much pressure on the lower back and less on the hips. But it has some fabric below these rings, which is nice because it protects your clothing. So that is nice. Chain super short, and I don't know if you can see it. It does not look very stable. Also, these rings here, they are very, very thin. Don't look that stable. We had some internal bets here in our company on how much weight it can hold.
I'm not sure, maybe about 100 kilo.
100?
And then it will die.
Yeah, I think it's gonna hold about 90 kg. When I look at the chain here and the carabiner, it looks super thin, and I guess it won't hold up to 90 kg.
I actually think a bit lower than what Anna and Lois think. I think like 60, 70 kg, then it will break. It's like super freaking short, and the chain is super freaking short, so I'm not sure if I even can load up 70 kg, and it might even slip around my hips, because like, take a look at how it fits. And if I compare that with my belt, this is my personal belt, you can see the thickness and the size of the carabiners. You can clearly see it's not very stable, and from the lengths, like mine, I close in front of the body and I have the long chain to mount the weights, and I can easily dip. But with this one, it's gonna be a bit tricky, but we put it to a test now. Okay, starting with 25 kg. And the first experiment is gonna be to get this one on the belt, because I'm so used to my setup and I'm used to have the belt closed. So it's gonna be a bit tricky to get this around. How do you manage this? I'm not convinced. Need to change this because otherwise it will slip. And my idea is to wrap this around here and maybe close it. And that's pretty close to the testicles. So it feels okayish on the hips, but it's also just 25 kg. Okay, really the hardest part is gonna be to load it. Red plate progression as usual, that means 25, and now we're going to 50. I don't think I can close the belt. I will probably lose a testicle. I still need that. I will try to dip with it open. Yeah, that could work. You can see like the fit is... That happens when people are engineering equipment which don't work out themselves. Right, red plate progression, next step, 75. As per international street lifting rule, from 75 kg on, you need to dip shirtless. So you can see now, this thing here starts to twist, and it also starts to destroy my clothes a bit, as it fits way too much outside. Okay, I decided to do 90 kg as a step in between because I don't know if you can see it. Now it started to rip apart already a bit on the 75. So to not risk anything, because I don't want to get injured with this experiment here, we do a 90 kg step. No red plate progression. We have 25, 25, 25 and a 15 kg plate. And now, I'm trying to carefully step into the belt because I'm a bit afraid that these plates will fall on my foot. Okay, as you can see, it's getting bigger, but right now it seems to be stable. I think the biggest challenge will standing up with 100 kg on the belt. So it's definitely more stable than I thought it would be, as 90 kg already worked, but it's still super ass because like you can't use it for performance. Very dangerous. Yeah, I don't think it will rip apart, to be honest, but it's still a very risky thing to do. So if you get cheap belts like this, don't load them up that heavy. Even with whipping, it stays stable. Okay, so following idea, and I'm gonna use now like a belt squat setup like this. Sadly, the chain is a bit too short for that, so we use the extension chain from the King of Weighted belt to make it a bit longer. And now next step is going to be 110 kg, and then we see current state. So maybe you can, like, so even though if it won't rip now, it's like I think if you will use it a couple of days or a couple of sessions, it will definitely break. But for now, it works. I mean, we gotta be honest. $110 works. Okay, next step, and hopefully the last step for today, is 135. We have again a bit bigger of a hole, but not much. So, as I said, it's just slightly getting wider and wider, but really just a bit. So it might take us some time. So now the thing happens that I always hate is, as you can see, it kind of eats into my trousers. It starts to rip slowly but steadily, but the chain itself and the rings, they do their job. So one more. We added another 25 kg. So now I need to start in a squat and squat it up, and hopefully it breaks now, because otherwise I feel the belt won for today. So let's put it to the last test. Oh, it fucking hurts on my lower back and here, but the belt itself, as you can see, shake it a bit, holds the weight. This Senshi belt gives me a bit mixed feelings. So it definitely overperformed my expectations when it comes to stability, even though already with 75 kg it started to ripping. So I think it's just a matter of time until it completely breaks, even under moderate loads like 75 kg. So stability in here, not the biggest critique. What I think is the biggest downside is the size itself. So the size of the belt, it's much too short for street lifting. The chain itself, much too short for street lifting. So if I compare that, it's 1/3 of the price of our belt, and we have double the stitches here. The ring is double as thick, the carabiners are double as thick. We work with this nylon chain, which works up to over 400 kg. It's definitely worth more than 3 times, and even more if I compare it to this when it comes to comfort and street lifting usage. So yeah, why mixed feelings? I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't broke it, but it gives me so much more confidence that our belt will probably never break, even though production says it's up to 300 kg. So if you load it up with more than with 300 kg and it breaks, you get a new one. But yeah, I'm confident that it will hold even more if I see that we now had like 150 kg on this one. So if you need a proper belt, get ours. If you're happy with a $17 or 17 euros belt, then Senshi is your way to go.